How's it going, guys? Everything good? All right. A weird shit going on. All right, finally, get rid of that background music. What's going on? Head bobbing, head banging. Remember those days? Remember those days? Head banging, getting in the mosh pit, and being so reckless that you'd come out with a broken fucking neck or arm or whatever else. I was not. I was never that stupid, but it was fun surfing the crowds. Anyhow, I Safari, one of the guys, one of the regulars that pops in, and if you're listening, Safari, if you're here, whatever, hey, how's it going? He posted an old mindset episode with Ben Emlyn Jones, and it hit the spot perfectly. The reason why I say that is because, listening to the episode again, let me just see if I can bring it up here. Hold on a sec. Mindset mornings, man. Mindset mornings. And, I think this was one of his earlier ones. I think it was like his seventh one or whatever, one of his earlier ones. And, you know, let me just see. You know, I had just been on his show. Let me see if I can cue it. I should have queued this up earlier. I can't find it. Okay. Let me just I think I got it. Of course, now I can't find it. Ah, I don't know. I can't find it. I'll find it later on. I don't know where it's gone to, but anyhow, it was a reminder of oh man, how things have changed so much in the past, 4 or 5 years drastically, especially in the last 5 years since the reset, if you will. And but anyhow, I don't know when Safari posted that in our Discord server, and I watched it and I go, "Holy fuck!" That I think that it was. I'd been on his show the morning. I think it was one of the morning mindset mornings, and basically here. Well, let me. I'll try to find it. I can't find it. Hold on. Well, here's the episode. Here's the episode. I'll put the. There's the link for the episode. All right, here we go, man. And this is why Gareth and I always got along so well. Stroking each other's egos. No, he was. I don't have an ego. Fuck that. Fuck the ego shit. But
How long has it been? 3 or 4 months, almost 5 months of nonsense. Um, but then I fell asleep, woke up at 2:30, and here I am. But there you have it. Judging by the comments and the like, I guess having Steve Janier on yesterday was a hit. I think you guys liked me talking to Steve. I certainly enjoyed it. Steve's a good guy, very knowledgeable on all things, ghostly and the like. And it was good. So maybe we'll get Steve on again, maybe in a week or two or something. We'll ask him to come back when we have some more stuff to talk about.
that was like the first,
Um,
the first, the first mindset morning that I was on. Him and I were back and forth. He was on here. We were on his show, just the regular mindset podcast during the lockdowns, especially during the lockdowns. We were doing fucking show after show after show, and we were just like going on about whatever. And you know, if I know a lot of Gareth, and he's like, come back when you have evidence. Yeah. No, he believed it more than I did. I was more skeptical than he was. He he pegged himself as maybe a healthy skeptic when it came to that, but he wanted me to go over some footage that he captured of a candle. And the movement of a candle. I don't know if I even have that stuff. I have it somewhere. Let me see. Maybe I do still have it. Um, and just the odd movement. Let me see. Odd movement of this candle, and it seemed to be. I think I might have it still. Let's see here. Uh, and he didn't make it known at the time. Here we go. Okay. So quite basically, here's what you wanted me to do, and I'll show you the footage. Yeah, he's talking about flame movement, and just again, I was very skeptical, obviously, about it. And anyways, here's the.
Can you stop moving for a second?
As you can see it.
Thank you. Okay. I'll let you keep burning. Can you stop again for a second? Thank you. Okay. I'll see you.
So, anyways, he was asking me about the movement and my thoughts on when she asked the flame to stop, it stopped and everything else. Yeah, voice activated flame blower. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's just way too many variables that would cause that, and just coincidence, obviously, when she's saying stop, or maybe she's blowing to make it move. It's just calm. There's so many variables play into it. And as much as I wanted to believe, I just couldn't. It just, and he knew that. I told him that. I told him behind the scenes that, yeah, Gareth, there's just too much. You can't control that scenario. And that is simply not an example of anything being paranormal, or any contact with spirits or anything to that guise. So, but I mean, Gareth was inquisitive about the paranormal, obviously. A lot more than I think people let him on to believe. He led on to believe, because he did believe quite literally a lot of the paranormal, and when asking questions, and he did ask questions, he would like literally try to explain the situation. That's what you have to do. You have to try with all means possible to explain a situation, and he would. But I don't think he was as crucial as I was, as critical as I was. And that's where I think where we differed in our views on the paranormal. I think he was a little bit more believable, believed a little bit more could happen within the paranormal than I did, than I would, because I've you know been doing this for so many years, and it's highly unlikely in many cases that these things, that these claims of the paranormal are real. You know, and it's not that I'm debunking it all. I don't debunk. I don't like to debunk. I like to rationalize. I like to explain and say, look, this is what it probably and most likely is. I don't flat out say, no, you don't know. It's bullshit. Unless it calls for it, obviously. There's somebody blatant enough to say, look, I've got proof of, or evidence of the paranormal. And you can't say otherwise. When realistically you could say otherwise, because it isn't. Right. But Gareth was always great at analyzing a situation, and I mean, many of you watched, you listened to Gareth, you knew how Gareth was, and he was a man of many questions. He like question after question after question after question, and you know what? You have to have these questions, because with these questions, you analyze the answers coming from that person, right? And that's what he did. He analyzed everything, right? He analyzed everything. So, anyways, I don't know. When Safari posted that, I'm like, holy shit, man! It makes you wonder. Like it makes you not wonder. It makes you realize how fucking different things are now. Like the ripple has completely changed since his passing. And maybe not for all you guys, but for some of you who knew Gareth, or listened to Gareth, and were a part of. part of the mindset family or whatever else. I by no means was any special person in the mindset universe, because I was fairly new to the universe. I mean, I was there. I heard it, I listened to it, but and him and I, kind of connected back in 2009. I think is when 2009. I think we first connected. Was it 2009? No, it wasn't 2009. Maybe it was 2009. Because I had wanted, like I said, I've said this a million times, how I was looking into talking about the Highgate vampire scenario. Sometimes. Yeah, absolutely, Tom. Absolutely. Oh man, Dragon, I highly recommend you do. I highly recommend. Even listen. Well, it was more of a podcast, and he covered many things, high strangeness to conspiracy theory to you name it. He covered, especially ufology, UAPs, all that. Having people on like Ben Emlyn Jones, and he did the paranormal podcast or the paranormal. Oh my God, drawing a fucking blank here. With, hold on. With Paratalk, sorry, with Reeves Cook. He was doing that as well, and that was his sort of paranormal realm. Him and Reeves Cook would analyze the paranormal realm. So he split the two into two shows. He would have loved the drone sightings. He would have been all over a lot of things that have happened over the last few years, especially now with IE Atlas, right, with NASA. He'd be definitely all over that. But he had the podcast had been going on for quite a while, and he took a break. Actually, when I first met Gareth, I think it was it was during his. It was just after he had done. He was in hiatus, and he was thinking about coming back, and I think he was looking for a different medium to sort of bring the show back. Right, the Mindset podcast, and he was trying all sorts of things, Stitcher, you name it, and I can't. But there was a couple other apps that he was trying, and and then obviously YouTube. He finally settled with YouTube, and he brought the Mindset podcast to life with YouTube, and started uploading the episodes to the YouTube channel. And then he decided, well, I need to do a multimedia thing now. I really do, with the amount of things that you can achieve with YouTube. And he was embracing it and using it to its full potential. And he realized, the more content you put out there, the more people would start to realize it, start to pay attention. And we're not talking about just the average, people that used to watch the Mindset pod or listen to the Mindset podcast, but new people were introduced to the Mindset world. And then he'd even obviously do the Friday Night Howls, and that different scenario there, obviously, right? And quite literally, this was the type of person Gareth was when he did the Friday Night Howl. it was like he was a bartender who should have had a radio show and listened and talked to, people having a few beers, and just, it was like a pub. And Tim will tell you that. Tim was there all the time. Tim was a part of that. It was like, you had this family, friends, and people sitting in this virtual pub and laughing and joking and just having a grand old time. And he created another incredible atmosphere, so yeah. So anyways, yeah, I highly recommend checking out the Mindset Podcast here on YouTube. What there is of it left, because most of it, the archives are now gone. They're not on YouTube. I know there's a few people that have the entire catalog of podcast. Yeah, absolutely. It was like being down in the pub. It was like being in a pub. So yeah. Anyhow, so like I said, thanks Safari for posting that in the in our Discord. It was great to sort of catch up with that. I don't think I heard that full or watched the full episode with that particular one, so it was good to watch it with Ben Emlyn Jones and talking about the whole UAP sort of disclosure thing. Oh. Anyhow, there was another report. Okay, so you guys have heard about, obviously, these strange sounds that have been going around. With hums, weird hums to explosions, like strange explosions, and they can't fucking explain where they're coming from. Thunder, no weather, in like literally no disturbance in the weather at that time that these things are happening, except for this. Here's a report that just came out a couple days ago. Webster, which is I think close to Rochester, New York. Let's see here.
New at 6, we have video of another recorded explosion sound in Webster. We're up to 4 now. No one can explain to us what the source is, but this new video is different because it captures a flash of light just before the boom. And Chief Investigative Reporter Berkeley Breen is standing where it happened.
I'm near the corner of Bay and Lake Road. That's Lake Ontario right behind me. And this is where the light and the sound came from.
And it was captured on this doorbell camera. First you see the light, then you hear the sound.
When you watch that video, what sound do you hear?
It was Brian Hensel's camera that recorded it.
When it first happened, my wife and I were talking in the living room. It sounded to me like someone's propane tank exploded. It didn't sound like lightning. It didn't sound like fireworks. It was significant.
This all started when Joelle Calcagno shared the explosions she recorded at her home in Webster starting in October.
What do you think that is?
It sounds like something exploding to me.
This story has 116,000 views on YouTube from across the country, where neighbors shared unexplained flash and sound in their skies. This is Tampa.
So, Rich, we're looking at what the weather was like on August 1st.
Correct.
I asked First Alert meteorologist Rich Cornelia to check the forecast from August 1st, the date of this video. Data from the airport shows no storms.
But there's a special column here for notable weather, and it's labeled as 3. And when you go down, it shows 3 as being thunder.
Could that have been as close as Webster?
For sure. Certainly, if you had lightning in Webster, there's a chance you could hear it at the Rochester airport.
There is no thunder for the dates of the other explosions. And when we freeze Brian Hensel's video, it shows the light coming from the ground, not the sky.
I didn't hear anything later on. The neighbors all seemed fine, so I just chalked it up as something I may never know what it was.
The town supervisor told me that they investigated this back in October and could not locate a source for the explosions. Since we're so close to the lake, I contacted the Coast Guard. The Coast Guard tells me there's nothing in its logs about being called to investigate an explosion over or near the lake. In Webster, Berkeley Bree News.
So there you go. There you go. It's funny how he's using DJI, eh? It's incredible. Even news outlets are using DJI equipment. Wow. Goes to show you how good they are. I love my Pocket 3. So what are your thoughts about this? I mean, they seem to be happening all over the place. Your crazy neighbors, yeah, slamming the garage door. But like you said, when you freeze the video, you see the light is actually coming from below the tree line and not above, which is odd. Hey, Dazzy, how are you? Good to see you, bud. Toilet after Vindaloo. Vindaloo will do that to you, right? Clean you right out, sir. Maybe it was Dazzy that created that explosion. But I mean, okay, so rule out anything explainable. Anything explainable to something like this. What do you think it could possibly be? Because I mean, this is not happening in one set area. It's happening all over the place. And it's like years ago we had the hum, the mysterious hum all over and that, like, the map is just insane, right? Like the world hum, methane. Yeah, absolutely. It could be methane, right? Could be methane. Let's see. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I think it was back in 2013. Speaking of the mysterious hum heard around the world, really, all over the place. There was there was a person, a doctor, Dr. McPherson. I think it's Glenn McPherson, isn't it? Let me just see. Glenn McPherson. Dr. McPherson created a website. Yeah, Glenn McPherson, called the hum.info. And quite literally, the map, which is like worldwide, and I'm looking at some of where they're reported, like, it's incredible. Let me see. I want to zoom out. I don't need to go that far. Okay, so let's see if I can bring this up. The map is pretty extensive. Let me just see here. And there you go. These are the reported, like the blue dots are the reported areas of this like low frequency hum. Unexplainable. Let's see. There we go. And the interesting thing is that, majority of in North America anyways, a majority of them are kind of gravitating to the coastal areas around bodies of water. Although, there's some areas quite literally the mountainous areas. You got the Adirondacks and the Appalachians that kind of run side by side. And then again, yeah, look at it. Interesting. Interesting. Where did that one go? There was one down here. There it is there. Right here. Interesting. A lot of effort. Zoom out. So I mean that look at the UK is just like littered with it. Littered. And France, Belgium, Netherlands. Not so much France, but Belgium and the Netherlands. Again, like closer to bodies of water. So what is the map? Is it a report? It is. The map. The map is basically reports of people hearing this low frequency hum over many years. This data has been collected, I think, since 2013, I believe. And here I'll excuse me. I'll put the here's the link for you guys to check out yourself, and you can read the testimonies. You just click on each of the blue dots, and it gives you a rundown on the report given. I'm looking again, interesting. Like this one here. Click on it. There you go. So it gives you a timestamp. It gives you the age of the person reporting. It gives you a description of the sound, how much effort in looking for the source, gender. Why does it matter what the fucking gender is? Please list any scientific or technical training you have. So basically, the guy behind this map, reporting map, whatever, if you read the website itself, like, I'll go back to the website. Quite literally, this is not a pseudoscience or conspiracy theory. This is not a place for pseudoscience or conspiracy theories. There are no discussions here regarding so-called targeted individuals by electric. Oh God, what are they called again? Oh my God, I'm having a brain fart. Oh yeah, microwave weapons. There are many other websites and forums for those interested in such things, and we've talked about this several times on the show. In fact, we had electric weapon stalking. What was his name again? Oh my God, I can't remember his name. One of the guys that was the co-inventor of the soup can liner. I can't think of his name now. James. Oh God, what was his last name? James. Anyhow, he believed he was being stalked by electric frequency weapons, and to the point where they had found an implant in him, and he doesn't know how he got the implant, how the implant came, or whatever got there. Blah blah blah. I mean, hey, come on, it sounds crazy, and they thought he sounded crazy. But anyways, he took it all the way to the Supreme Court in Kansas and won. He was backed by the governor at the time. I can't remember the governor's name at the time, and quite literally won the case. Oh God, let me just see, James. No. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. The death. Okay, let's see. Ooh, I got to read into this. The death of Cindy James. Interesting. Let me just see. I need to find a shortened version. And then I must read into this. Okay. Cindy James. Okay, alleged method. She reported being a victim of stalking, which she attributed to electronic devices as well as other methods. But that's not who I was wanting to talk about. Ooh, Cindy James. I got to look into this a little bit. Cindy James. Remember that name, Cindy James. That is really intriguing. Let me just see. Cindy James. Let me just see. Apple TV. She was a nurse. Interesting. I don't think I've ever heard of it. And it's definitely a case that probably people do. It was on Unsolved Mysteries. Yeah, I'll have to look more into that. But that's not. James Wahlberg. James Wahlberg. That's it. Okay. We had him in. Let's see here. Here's a. Here we go. So there is a sort of a readown of his case. I don't think I have the episode. We had him on twice, and I actually had him on. We had him on Nocturnal Frequency, and then I had a second show, Splinter of Reality, and he came on again to talk about it in greater depth. So, Wahlberg was supported by Jim Guest. He was a Republican Party of the Missouri House of Representatives, and able to fast track his case to the Supreme Court. But there is a link for you guys to read if you want. It's actually technology that was used in Iraq, even, when they wanted to disperse large crowds. They had this quite literally electronic cannon that would blast this frequency that would literally, it would tear your brain apart. And so with the low frequency that, infrasound is crazy, man. When it's made audible to the human ears, you literally get sick automatically. It's nauseating. It is just absolutely incredibly fucked up. Hey, Sir Spookfest, how are you? We had a giant boom for months back. Shocked. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reports of the boom, a flash and boom, and a lot of the times they can't be explained. Local. I know the Coast Guard was trying to, that last particular incident that the report was on. They basically tried to investigate, and they couldn't find anything at all. Don't know anything. What the hell? It's insane. Hold on, I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. So yeah, it's just a really weird case, man. James Wahlberg. I don't think, like, I have to look. I don't think it was in, or it's on the. Let me just get rid of this. Bring up the the archive. Excuse me, the archives. It might be one of the archives. I got to get up there. There's so many archives. I got to get up there. Yeah. Oh no, I do have it. Okay. So here we go. Nocturnal Bolts. I did put it there. Here's the episode. You guys want to check it out? By all means, check it out. So that's non-lethal weapon stalking. Incredible show. I was really like, wow, blown away. I mean, it's one thing to say, oh, it's bullshit, but I mean, here's a guy that quite literally, I don't know if I completely buy into the whole scenario. I mean, I might buy into bits and pieces of it, but it is just such a strange case. Like I mean, this guy was phenomenal in the way he, was able to sort of, hey, look at this is what happened to me, and I'm not fucking bullshitting you. And he's got everything to back up his claims. Everything's there to back it up, including the guy that was stalking him. Apparently stalking the guy that he claimed was stalking him, and I think was charged or whatever else, found guilty. It's just a crazy story, man. Check it out. Again, the links in the chat there for our show on it. Steve should do Bigfoot live. So much more footage out, really. Yeah, I mean, Bigfoot's another area that I've hey, look at I like a lot of people out there. I love Bigfoot. I love the story, the scenario, but a lot of what I see out there is just I'd like it to be true, but it's not true. It's bullshit. It really is, and it's sad because I do want to believe. I do want to believe that Bigfoot does exist. Who? I haven't seen one. So I said I'd want to believe. Tom, have you seen a Bigfoot? Harder there in the UK, but maybe when you're over here, buddy. Did you see a Bigfoot, Tom? Tell us about it. Tell us about your experience with Bigfoot. We've had people on to talk about Bigfoot. We haven't gone into great depth with it. It's an area that we need to, I think, sort of analyze a little bit more. The possibility that they do exist, absolutely. I mean, especially here in Canada, there is so much, forest growth that has never been explored, probably next to never. The boreal forest, the boreal forest in Canada is the one of the oldest areas or oldest growth areas. And because it is so rugged and so hard to to quite literally conquer. I mean, you can't really live on the land. I mean, you can if you're a rugged, a native or whatever else that you've been there for thousands of years. I don't even think the Ewoks would be able to handle it, buddy. I really don't. It's so fucking dense and rugged. It's just crazy. But I mean, there are people that do get up there, hunt and so on and so on. They really get up there. They really really get up there. And I think what was it? The guy had claimed they were right up there. They were by Sioux Lookout, I believe. Hold on, I'll just bring up a map here. Google Earth. Just to give you an idea where the fuck Sioux Lookout is. And it's really not. It's in a vast area, but let's see. And they were just outside Sioux Lookout, and it's fairly up there. It's up there, but not in the most northerly. Okay, so Sioux Lookout. Oh, you flew over it, eh, Steve? It's crazy, man. It's fucking insane how dense and crazy it is. So let me just bring this up. Okay, so Sioux Lookout is the central of the map there. Okay, so here's Sioux Lookout. All right, and the population is probably not that big. It's probably maybe. Let me see. Population just under 6,000 people. And so this time of the year it's just brutal up there. But there you go. There's the and let me see. I'm going to go venturing off to see. Okay, so let's see. Like we're going to go right up here and okay, so we're going to do a this is just south. I mean north of you can't really tell. Let me just find a better. I'm gonna find a better sort of scenario. Let's see. See what this is. This is on a lake. Oh, but okay, so here you go. Look, like here you go. Look at how dense this is. This is a lake. Look how clear the water is. Right? And there's people there. Oh, look at that. Cool. But look how dense it is. Yeah, let's go back here. Get rid of that. Oh, come on. Oh, there you go. Okay, now where did we go? Sioux Lookout. There we go. Okay, there's Sioux Lookout there. trying to give you an idea of the denseness of up this area, because it's a segue into that's Hudson's Bay. Get over here. Fuck off. There we go. Get it positioned right. Okay, so Ontario. To give you kind of a rugged sort of. Okay, let's try. Oh, look at that. Fucking cottage country. Fuck. But it's a lodge. Oh my God. This big trout lake. Again, this doesn't show. Hey, oh, this is in the winter. All right, that's in the winter. Anyways, you see how vast it is. It's like literally there's nothing around. So anyways, the segue I was getting into was there was a few years ago where somebody was up just outside of Sioux Falls up hunting grouse. And let me just see. They captured this, and again, I don't know. I don't know. Is it true? Hey, Phantom, how are you? I don't know if this is true. No, it's really neat to think it is. But the thing that drives me nuts is, here contract, for licensing and usage, contact licensing at viralhog.com. So what is this? What is this? Tell me about this. Somebody looking for money, but let's see. This was captured by this particular individual. All right.
Oh my God.
Exactly. What is that? Good question. What kind of animal, Dragon? Tell me. What kind of animal is that? Because I'd like to know. You know what kind of animal makes it sound like that? I'd like to know that. You know, what kind of animal? Educate me, because Bigfoot. No, out of all seriousness, what animal would make that? That sounds like something playing on a speaker nearby. But we're in the middle of nowhere. Fucking nowhere. Why the fuck would somebody have a speaker that could generate that in the middle of fucking nowhere? It doesn't make sense. I mean, yeah, of course it's possible. But I mean, what? Mountain lion? You think that sounds like a mountain lion? That does not sound like a mountain lion. And if anything, it'd be a cougar. Let's see. Let's see. So here's mountain lion. Here's what a mountain lion sounds like. It really doesn't like a mountain lion. Okay, moose maybe. So I'm thinking of animals, but okay, here's a moose. Oh, let's see. Here's a moose sound. And it doesn't sound like a moose either. Not really. I mean, moose do sound like that, Julie. They really do. Bear. So you have black bear in that particular area. So let's see, black bear. And I don't think it's. I mean, could be black bear. I just, it doesn't sound like black bear, but we'll find out. Let's see.
Black bear sounds. Black bear sounds.
Hold on. Let's play this again. I don't know. I don't know. Strange. This is a hunter too. That's it could be a bear sound. It could be.
Oh my God.
Badgers. Yeah, there's badgers. Let's see. I don't think it's a badger though, but let's see. Is it a badger sound? No, absolutely not a badger sound. No, not a badger sound. That definitely not a badger sound. Paddington Bear. Yeah, could be Paddington Bear. Red jacket. Is there red jackets in that area? I don't know. Is there red jacket? What the fuck is a red jacket, anyways? Oh, Winnie the Pooh. Hey, Rupert the Bear. Rupert the Bear. Okay, I'll go for another half hour. I don't know. Yogi and Boo Boo. Yogi and Boo Boo. I don't know. Okay. There we go. Anybody would like to come on up? By all means, come on up. Pinned. I don't know. So when you're in the middle of nowhere, I mean, quite literally, you're in the middle of nowhere, and when you look at the Canadian, especially in Canada, Canadian population, again, about 90% of it, it's right along the 49th parallel with the US. So when you go up into the northern parts of Canada, except for, Nunavut, and even Nunavut is like, hey, Mr. Wills, how are you? Could it be a blue waffle? It could be a blue waffle. Could be a brown waffle, depending on what kind of syrup you use. Corn syrup or maple syrup. How are we doing, Steve? Squatters. We have lots of squatters. Squatters everywhere. But the bellow of that, yeah, I mean, it could be a bear in the distance. It could be. No, I don't think There are, Stephen. I don't think. I mean, squatter wise. I mean, the squatters everywhere, but the squatter, the animal, no. But I think, yeah, quite possibly it could have been a bear. Could have been a bear. Again, you got to look at the scenario. I mean, is the bear sick? Is it mangy? Is it just it's fucking hungry? It's disturbed, because a lot of the times they hibernate, but not that time of the year. So they're probably collecting for the hibernation. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Xenomorph. Yeah, exactly, Tim. Quite possible. You never know. They're all over the place. Right? They're here on Earth now. Look out. But I mean, let's think about it. You're in the middle of nowhere. Anything's possible, right? I mean, let's face it. Anything is possible. Logically, no. But I mean, that logic is thrown out the window when you're pitted into a situation where logic doesn't seem to be logic. It's irrational. And I don't know. I know I've been in a couple scenarios where you try to think logically, and it's like it's thrown out the window because it doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense. When I had the encounter with the Credit River creature, as I call it. I mean, again, I'm not saying it's a cryptid, but you never know. I mean, what I witnessed was just absolutely fucked up. It just didn't make sense. None of it. It just didn't make sense. Especially for the area that I had witnessed my experience with this particular animal, or whatever the hell it was. It didn't make sense. So logic was thrown out the window. It completely was. It's thrown out the window. There was no logic. There's no logic when everything just, you're like, oh, was this? You're just rifling all these scenarios out. None of them make sense. Have any of you guys ever had an experience where you've encountered something that just defies logic, defies it? Every thread of being of logic does. I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there, and you know what? Many of us, I know many of you guys do think logically. You want to explain shit before it gets out of hand, right? I mean, I'm an avid hiker. I'm an avid trail runner. I have encountered many things in the wild, and that particular night or early morning, it was 2-3 o'clock in the morning. It wasn't a loon. It wasn't an owl. No, absolutely no. There's no way either one of those closely resemble what that guy recorded. It just, for the area, it didn't make sense. I mean, what I had witnessed didn't make sense. It just didn't. And talking to people who hunt, veterinarians. I spoke to a person in a zoo. I spoke to several different people about what I witnessed. Well, you have to use science. You have to believe that we can explain. And you believe, because I mean, that's very shallow now, because I mean, there's a lot about science that we can't explain. Science can't explain. It will give you theories to Thudlocker. Come on, Steve. Oh. Okay. Jabberwocky. uh, anyhow, it's there's a lot of strangeness out there that you know, when you how many of you go camping in the middle of nowhere, and you know, especially camping by yourself, you can, like, I remember you know, hiking the Bruce Trail, which the Bruce Trail goes from all the way from Tobermory, Ontario, to Niagara Falls, Ontario. So here we go. Look, I'll get Google Earth out again. Hold on, to give you an idea. Okay, let's see if it brings up the Bruce Trail. The Bruce Trail. No. Maybe it does. No, it just gives you the stupid society. Okay, so it's 885 kilometers long, or which is 550 miles long. And it starts at okay. And like I said, I'll give you this. No. All right. So it starts right up here. Right up here. Because you got to take a ferry over to Cove Island. Cove Island, by the way, has, or sorry, Manitoulin, which is, I'm going to get sidetracked, but there's a Manitoulin Island right there. Where are we? Anyways, there's a abandoned town on Manitoulin Island. Right here, Cove Island. So anyways, it starts here, roughly up in here in this area in the national park there, and it goes all the way down to right here, right to Niagara Falls. So all the way up from here, all the way down to here, roughly about here. And I remember, and it goes through some pretty sparse areas. As you can see, a lot of this is farmland. There are obviously small towns and shit like that, but for the majority of this is small. This is farmland. A lot of this, right? As you can see, agriculture, farmland, and obviously getting quite developed up in this area here, right? But this is still a chunk of this is still dense in areas, and the trail, when you follow it, you can stop and camp in certain areas. And one of the weirdest places that it goes through is Lion's Head up here, and then it goes in through here, down through the nature reserve here. Craig's, oh, it's closed. It's pretty neat, that place. But there's also a castle, abandoned castle up here somewhere. Where is it? It's by Hope Bay, I think. Down off the shore. I don't know. I'm getting sidetracked. But anyhow, when you follow the Bruce Trail in around here, you camp. And when you're camping, obviously by yourself, you get every fucking animal possible approaching your tent at night. And a majority of it's coyotes or foxes, most likely coyotes. I remember camping when I was. You hear some really crazy, strange animal noises. I got scared. It sounded like a big animal was sniffing around. Yeah, it's that is like the norm. That is the norm. These animals, they come up and sniff your tent because there might be remnants of food. Right? Let me see. If there's points of interest I wanted to show you in this area. No, it's not there. Look at that water. Look at that. It's beautiful, huh? Hey, isn't that beautiful? Canada, by the way, has about 20% of the world's clean water, drinking water, if you will. Clean water. There's a disturbance. Look at that. There's some sort of disturbance there. Isn't that weird? Kind of a disturbance there. There's a Google Earth disturbance. Let's see. Let's get a better picture here. There's a shift in the Google Earth world. Look, see, there's typhoons. And there's a ghost right here. A couple of ghosts. Let's see. Going up the coast a bit more. I'm getting sidetracked, but it's really cool looking at these photos. Why are these? I don't get why they're like. That makes no sense. Like, why is it like that? It's a photo, but why What are they trying to hide here, guys? What are they trying to hide? Let's go. Exactly. Weird. Get rid of that. Now we got back down the coast. I'm trying to find that castle. There's an abandoned castle. It's along here somewhere. Up here. An inlet. Buoys. Don't go in. Boat. But again, look at the stitching. Stitching. They're hiding something. They don't want you to see. Look, it's Bubble Boy. It's Bubble Boy. We've got another sighting of Bubble Boy. Oh, it drives me nuts. I can't find that castle. I want to find that castle. Goddamn stitching. Yeah, look at that. What the fuck? What the fuck is that? Lazy ass. Well, that sucks. I'll have to find that. Look, I have my island. You can't come on my island. Fuck you. Fuck you. This is my island. I have claimed this to be island of mine. Okay, sounds like fun. They do in many parts, but I know a lot they don't. I've watched. I mean, I've seen a lot of photos. And let's see. I think that's just is that not Google Earth, but Google Maps. I think a lot of these photos are personal photos that people don't blur. Or maybe they don't know to blur. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. I see a lot of times when people don't blur the photos. And as you can see, it can be pretty rugged. Even up in this area here, which is not too far north from where I'm at. Oh, that's a bad stitching. You see somebody's foot there. What is this? One of those 360 photos that just didn't stitch properly? Right. The hell is that? Wow, we got a black dot. What the hell? Look at that. Mysterious vortex. This is a mysterious vortex. It's called the lily pad vortex. Wow. Oh, look, there's one up above too. Look at that. Another vortex. Lily pad vortex. That's a sky vortex. Wow. The hell? Weird. And those are Bruce Trail markers right there. Blue and red. And look, there's people having lunch on a cliffside. More. Look at people loving that. And this is the winter, by the way. Or not. It's definitely interesting. Let's see here. Yeah, see? There you go. Another person not and there's no vortexes in this photo. You know what one thing that's been bothering me over the years with the environment here, and I think you can't really notice it here. I don't see it. And there's a Japanese invasive vine that's growing like it's insane. That's not the vine. And it's wreaking havoc on the environment, killing trees. So quite literally, it umbrellas the tree and literally strangles the life out of the tree and whatever bushes and plants and so on and so on. It's not as present up north. I mean, it is present, but I'll give you an example. Now, okay, let's go down. Wow. All right. Southern Ontario is the worst for it. So let's go into a area. Let's see. Oh, this is the fall, so you can't tell. But as you can see, again, people aren't looking. I can see your face. Somebody's house. Well, we're doing somebody's house here. This is weird. Wow. Inside your house. There you go. Interesting. See the inside of my house? You won't find it here because these are well pruned areas. And the water, if you notice, the water is just absolutely horrendous here. And this is off of Burlington Bay, and Burlington Bay is one of the worst polluted areas because you have in Hamilton, you have all the steel mills right here, all the steel mills. I mean, look at it. Look at that. The runoff ore from the metal, right? It's just, it's fucking horrendous. So all of that seeps into the water. The water is just absolutely, it's fucking ridiculous. So let's see. Picture of it. But I wanted to show you that roadside weed. But here you go. Here. Oh, there you go. Look at it. It's like, look at it. Look. Look. You know? Look at that. Look at that. Mounds of it. Mounds and mounds and mounds and mounds of it. Right? But that water is absolutely, it's horrendous. It's bad. It's so bad. No ostriches. No, none. The knotweed. Yeah. Japanese knotweed. You guys have it over there, do you not? Only flamingos. The knotweed has grown everywhere. I'm trying to show you if I can find. No. You're not gonna get it here. And this is interesting. How come I don't know about this place? Okay. Where's this? Ugh, no wonder, man. Fucking go back. How the hell did they get all the way up there? Okay, here we go. This is in the fall, so you won't be able to notice it. This is a scout. Yeah, this is the scout. Hold on. Oh yeah, okay. I know where we are now. Okay, hold on. You got. I'm trying to find a summer. Oh, here we go. No, nothing in here. There we go. Nope. There we go. Nope. Maple. It's basically on roadside. Zimmerman Park. That's a cool place. Let's see. So quite literally, it strangles. Let me go to an area I know where it is. Okay, hold on a sec. No, it's not in here. It's funny how we're just like, what's the fucking point of this? Because I know it's present all in here, but it's hard to see. Look at that. Interesting car, eh? Look okay. Oh, well, I give up. Fuck it. Fuck it. Enough of that shit. Why the hell have I been gone for a while? Let's see. Let's see. I was gone for a while. Oh well, back. Anyhow, this is Canada or Australia. It was Canada. Nobody's coming up, so I'm going to end this. But I want to thank you for popping in. That's Bubble Boy's portal. I want to thank you for popping in. Sunday, 5 p.m. this Sunday, John Hanson will be joining us. Retired police officer, UFO author. Will be with us, and that's 10 p.m. UK time. So, looking forward to having him on. That's our last actual show episode for this year. We'll be back after the New Year. In the New Year, I think January 11th with Todd Bates, who is an extremely well-educated, audio engineer dude with EVPs. I mean, he was at the forefront, I guess, modernizing the whole, if you will, EVP sort of classification. Although I never agreed with classifying EVPs, Todd was one of the guys there working on it. So Todd will be with us January 11th, and then January 18th we're going to have Keith Linder. Keith Linder is going to be on. So until then, guys, take care, be well, and we'll see y'all later.